Good afternoon, conference. And what a moment to be here with all of you today as we celebrate our historic general election result and look forward to helping shape the future of our country. For many of us, waiting for a Liberal Democrat MP has felt like waiting for a bus. You wait for years, and then 72 of them turn up at once. And what a result, the largest number of Liberal MPs since 1923. How fantastic is that, conference? It's been a roller coaster of a summer, and amidst all the excitement, it's easy to forget the fantastic results we achieved in the local elections back in May. We made extraordinary progress across the country, winning over 500 seats, 100 of them gains from other parties. And as a bonus, we pushed the Conservatives into third place nationally. My thanks to all who worked on those local election campaigns. And as ever, thank you to the amazing team at ALDC who provide a crucial role in providing advice and support. Please join them if you haven't done so already. Tim is on the stand outside, smiling, ready to take your money, all right? So come on, sign up, everybody. We now have over 3,100 councillors and a Liberal Democrat leader or deputy leader in 79 local authorities across the UK. What an incredible achievement. So before I go any further, I want to thank all of you, every volunteer, every candidate, and every campaigner for your hard work and dedication. Thank you. We are the party of local government. But first, before we look to the future, we need to reflect on the state of local government. The last Conservative government decimated local councils, cutting budgets by billions and forcing them to do much more with less. Yet despite these challenges, our councillors have remained unwavering in their commitment to serving their communities, from tackling climate change to providing more affordable housing and managing a surge in demand for social care services. Councils have been on the front line facing these challenges head on. But the Conservatives didn't just cut budgets. They've also ignored the need for long-term solutions to the councils that problems face. They neglected to fund our roads properly, left us with crater-sized potholes, which, as Liberal Democrats, are great for pointing at. But they've also allowed sewage companies, water companies, sorry. Oh, they should be called sewage companies, shouldn't they? They've also allowed water companies to pour filthy raw sewage into our rivers, and of course, they have failed to address the funding crisis in social care. And of course, those value-added services that councils provide that actually we and many communities took for granted, leisure centres, youth clubs, graffiti removal, street cleaning, culture and the arts, the list goes on. They have been slashed to the bone or disappeared altogether. In July, Conservative MPs paid the price for their incompetence and their indifference. People across the country saw what Liberal Democrat councillors could do and decided it was time for a change. They elected Liberal Democrat MPs to represent them in Parliament, and what a difference it makes. Ed Davey and the team at Lib Dem HQ fought a brilliant national campaign, and our candidates and activists implement it superbly at constituency level. Now, I had the pleasure of joining Ed at one of his campaign visits when he came to visit the Cotswolds. The energy was electric, and that was just Ed. And there's a reason we did so well. It's no secret. Where Liberal Democrat councillors are in power, they deliver results. They work hard to improve their areas and support their communities. This knowledge and experience are invaluable as we take the fight to Parliament. For example, take Somerset, where the Liberal Democrats had to make tough financial choices due to the Conservative government's cuts and the financial mess left by the Conservative administration there. Yet despite these challenges, they've been innovative and proactive. Now, I don't know about you, but in the general election, I was so proud that the Liberal Democrats were the only party with a clear pledge to fund social care and to restore cuts to public health budgets. And in Somerset, they've invested in care provision, helping people transition out of hospitals and back into their homes. Take Lib Dem run Sutton, where we pioneered the scheme to provide Admiral nurses to help people with dementia. Our commitment to communities is also unwavering. Cotswold District Council, my own council, where the crowdfunding scheme that we set up in 2020 has now raised over £1 million for community projects and good causes. Or actually this summer, looking at what the Lib Dems in Hull did, when right-wing thugs, fueled by vile online hatred, brought riots to their city. Our councillors, Liberal Democrat councillors, worked tirelessly with their communities to provide reassurance and clean up the mess, as did Lib Dems in other councils across the country. And let's not forget the incredible work our councils are doing to tackle the climate crisis and to support the environment. From Westmoreland and Furness down to Eastbourne, Portsmouth, our councils are investing in measures such as solar panels, building homes to energy-efficient passive house standards. Across the country, from Dorset to Stockport, we are leading the way on recycling. The 10 best councils for recycling in England are all led by Liberal Democrats. And of course, in Powys, in Wales, also under Lib Dem leadership, they have a fantastic recycling rate of 68%. Fantastic. So, the message is clear. If you want action on the environment, ask a Lib Dem. And then there's the housing crisis. It's a crisis that has left too many people out of renting or buying their own home. It's time to get councils building again. Because developers only care about making profit. And it's no coincidence that the last time our country hit its housing target is when councils were building homes. We need the Labour government to give councils the money and the powers to get councils building again. Following the lead of Lib Dem councils like Portsmouth, where the Lib Dem administration there is delivering over 1,000 new council homes, or in Kingston, Winchester, Chelmsford, Eastleigh, and indeed my own council, where we're working hard to increase housing supply and also intervene in the local market. The market has failed people. Now, some, wrongly, accuse our party of being a vehicle for NIMBYs. That's not us. I visit Lib Dem councils and councils right across the country, and the message is clear. Conference, let's say it loud and let's say it clear. Lib Dems want more housing. We have a housing crisis, and we are serious about tackling it. But we also need an infrastructure-first approach to development. Many communities fear new development, not because they don't recognise the housing crisis or they don't want new houses in their area, but because local infrastructure can't cope. We've heard the arguments. Traffic gridlock, pressure on our NHS services, and our water network failing are just some of the issues that need tackling, alongside the delivery of new homes. And Liberal Democrats will champion both. So, from health to housing, there are countless examples of Liberal Democrats delivering at a local level. We look to our colleagues in Parliament. We are in the strongest position we've had in a century to hold this Labour government to account. The Conservatives won't. They're too busy fighting each other. And what about Labour? Rather than offering a new vision to support hard-working councillors across the country, this Labour government looks set to continue the financial uncertainty and austerity that has brought many councils to the brink of collapse. Let me say this very, very clearly. Many local councils and the services they provide will not survive if the funding crisis isn't addressed now. Labour claim to stand up for working people and vulnerable people, But look at their decision to cut the winter fuel allowance for all but the poorest, rather than finding a pragmatic alternative solution. This cut will hit millions of pensioners just above the poverty line extremely hard. And of course, we remember back in the summer, don't we? Labour had the chance to lift millions of children out of poverty by removing the Conservatives' cruel two-child limit, but they failed to act. These unfair policies that Labour just seems to be ignoring mean that councils will face even more demand for services. Councils will once again be having to provide schemes like warm hubs and warm rooms in public buildings to help people stay out of the cold, and increase funding to support food banks and debt advice. Now, it's fair to say that over the last 10, 15 years, it has been hard for our colleagues in Labour areas over the past. But now is the time to back them. Now is the time to hold Labour to account. Look at our brilliant, brilliant colleague in Liverpool, Councillor Carl Cashman, with his own brand of muscular liberalism. Sorry, Carl. He's taking Labour on locally, calling out their failures and winning. So, let's back all our teams in Labour-facing areas to go and win. Go and help them! Now, many of you may have thought that things can only get better. Remember that? Now that we've rid ourselves of the Conservatives. But think again. We have a Labour government that seems more concerned with proving it can make so-called tough decisions. Tough decisions are one thing, and we recognise the reasons why. But callous decisions that hurt the poorest in society, while bankers and billionaires continue to avoid paying their fair share of taxes, are quite another. This approach from Labour will push even more people further into poverty. Let's be clear about that. We need our parliamentary party to work with us, to fight for local government so we can do more to help our communities get things done. My pledge is that our councillors, parish, district, county, unitary, will do everything we can do to support you guys in this. Conference. We have a fantastic opportunity next year after an incredible general election this year. Next May, local elections will see the Conservatives defending many of their last remaining councils. And we need your help to help defeat them once and for all. I'm clear that a Liberal Democrat councillor means a champion for affordable housing, somebody who will put infrastructure first, someone who will take the climate crisis seriously and will support our communities. My message is clear. Let's finish off the Conservatives. Let's take the fight directly to Labour. Together, we can continue to build a fairer, greener, more liberal Britain. Thank you, Conference.